There's this computer game that I used to always play when I was 15 that I loved, but I was terrible at it. I would die and start over, die and start over, and this would repeat itself over and over and over. And sometimes I'd get so angry, I'd get so frustrated, I'd scream, I'd shout, but I kept coming back to it. And every time I failed on a level, I'd learn something, even just one thing, that I'd do differently the next time. I was relentless. I was persistent. Giving up wasn't even an option. It wasn't even a possibility. And when I did fail, I didn't take it personally. I didn't go to bed thinking of it. I didn't carry it with me to the next time I played. And over time, I got better at it. I played smarter. I played more efficiently. And I got pretty good. Actually, I got really good at it. And after about a year, I finally completed the game. And completing the game, I was almost surprised when it happened because I hadn't really been thinking about finishing the game. I'd always just been focused on getting to the next level. And then I'd fail, get to the next level, fail, over and over and over again. I had this friend growing up who had this dream of writing a book. He used to always talk about it. Ever since I knew him, that was his dream, that's what he wanted to do. But he never actually got around to doing it. Until one day he rings me up, he's like, Matt, I'm finally gonna do it. I'm gonna write that book. I was like, yes, good for you, man, go do it. Around like 3 months, 4 months later, I saw him and I was like, how's the book going? And he's like, what book? I was like, what do you mean, what book? And he goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, I stopped doing that. And I was like, why? And he goes, well, you know, it was just taking so much time. It's taking so much of my day. And to be honest, I wrote a few chapters and they weren't very good. I just didn't really like what I was writing. It wasn't the way I expected it to be in my head. And I couldn't help but think, why is it that when it comes to video games, we can be persistent, we can be relentless, we keep going over and over and over. And when it comes to our dreams, we give up so fast. I couldn't help but wonder, what if that friend, instead of always focusing on having to do this book and completing this book, he just thought about writing the next chapter, the next 10 pages, the next 5 pages. What if every page he wrote, he just focused on trying to make the next one better? How different would his process have been? Imagine what your life would be like if you treated it like a video game. If you never took failure personally, if giving up wasn't even an option, how different would your life be? Some people say, well, what if you never actually get success in the thing you're trying to do? You're gonna waste so much time, right? But the person you become moving towards the goal is more important than the goal itself. It's about the character you develop, how you think about the world, how you now see the world. That is the payoff, who you become. How about this? If the person you become pursuing the goal is enough of a reward for the sacrifice, even if you don't reach the goal, that is something that you should never give up on. Have you ever had a goal that you were this close to giving up on, but you persisted with it and it paid off? If so, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, get more content, motivational self-help, and communication skills. That's it from me. I'll see you in the next video.